Thank you again for joining me today. Let's go on this journey and this proposition that I will share with you with a title. If you know where you're going, you have arrived. Sounds simple, yes? Maybe you already have that direction and destination in your mind or in your knowledge. But do you have that condition in and from your heart? Do you or did you know where you're going today? Absolutely? Well, I hope so. And I sincerely applaud you for that. I also hope that you can share that kind of guidance with those of us who are now maybe have the opportunity to witness how you did it, and maybe we can emulate that. However, from my experience, I've probably been a bit too naive or ignorant in how I got here today. For example, I had no idea where I was going in high school except to go to college and play baseball. One of those things happened. Going a little further on that earlier journey, I didn't know about going into the army or into direct combat and to lead men in combat and bring them all out alive. Now, all of that happened, all of that, but not by me knowing the direction. To me, looking back on it, a lot of that happened by happenstance and luck and grace, as I see it now. Even going temporarily backwards as a review and bring it forward here, I can certainly attest to my courage back then and over vanity to do the job in front of me, particularly in combat with men who were also willing to die on that journey. So I suppose that quality of courage over vanity. Remember, courage over vanity is the definition for the term resilience for me in these podcasts and in the book itself, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. So maybe that helped back then, even though I didn't know about it, developing that exercise or disciplined muscle to do that. That came about later. I was able to put it in writing. But looking back on it, maybe that was what helped me through those situations unknowingly. And to remember this realization now was not in my realm of knowledge back then. This now knowledge that I do not control my thoughts, my breathing, my love, or my joy. Those things I cannot control. Those, and call them things, probably doing them a disservice. That life, but one word, was given to me and to you from birth. All I need to do on the earlier journey and the now known journey, all I need to do was to become more aware of that grace and to recognize and share the how part of the journey. Not the why part, the how, and with the express gratitude that I share with you today. For you maybe to avoid similar mistakes that I have made and still be here to deliver this message. As I mentioned before, maybe your listening to this podcast serves only to remind you of what not to do, like that guy Ming, the 820 guy. However you get to your awareness of what drives you, of who you are, and of your purpose and message in this life, once you know that direction, you have arrived. And not that's the pinnacle, the mountaintop, You get to sit there and make camp, build a house, and live and die. No, that's really step one of your resilience. To know that, and I say know in quotation marks, you are experiencing that. You are now recognizing what you are coming to understand of you. But that realization is still just step one. There's no end game unless, as I mentioned before, where you feel and can know in your heart that you have fulfilled, no, back up, that you have defined, refined, exercised, tested out in public under real circumstances, under real conditions, good, bad, and indifferent, life and death situations. If you can say you have satisfied those purposes, those things you're brought here to do, then I guess you are done. As I mentioned before, if you have met those criteria that I mentioned to you, that I learned from Mr. Tamba, that you will go, ask no question, and die. And that is you fulfilling your purpose, message, and mission here. Then I guess you can say you have arrived at the final destination. However, as I have mentioned to you in these podcast episodes, in the 820 Enterprise, it's not about the goal or the outcome or the result. It's always about the process. It's always about the journey. Always about the going forward part of the journey, particularly when there's something in your way, that obstacle, that diversion, that distraction, that resistance that we all meet with every single day, either from outside or from within ourselves. We're going to have that to, yes, adapt, overcome, and improvise around. That's part of the journey. And that comes right back to the main topic for today. If you know where you're going, you have arrived. The caveat is you have arrived at step one, to go forward, to continue forward, to press forward, to also refine, redefine, rediscover who you are, and make sure you're measuring what you kind of sort of thought, but now my guidance to you is start more observing, listening, communicating in communicating in what you have witnessed, receive as grace, applying it, and learning the lesson. So it's about the direction, that you know where you're going. It's not about getting there. It's about being here. As I mentioned before, that presence and currency of not where you're going from here forward, and knowing that you have arrived, and every moment you are still arriving. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay present, stay current. It's always 820.